In 2021, the Montana SLDS team launched a new GEMS website. This video provides a walkthrough of the interactive dashboards, providing you a tutorial on general dashboard navigation, commonly used features, and some tips and tricks. Dashboard-specific tutorials can be found linked to each of the unique dashboards. After navigating to one of the data domains from the GEMS homepage, a dashboard will populate when selecting one of the drop-down arrows next to a dashboard title. For this video, we'll be exploring the enrollment dashboard, but the features we're going to explore are universal across all GEMS dashboards. You'll notice that selecting a dashboard occurs within the same browser window rather than redirecting you. The selected dashboard environment will remain open until you select that drop-down arrow once again. Each of the dashboards on GEMS have multiple pages, which can be navigated using the buttons in the blue menu bar at the top of the environment. The enrollment dashboard has 3 pages: the map page, the overview page, and the demographics page. Another important interactive icon in that blue menu bar is the slicer menu. It's in the upper left-hand corner. By selecting this downward pointing arrow, it's going to populate with the filter options that you can apply to the selected page of the dashboard you're working in. There's variations in the options provided, not only between dashboards, but also between pages within a dashboard. So it's always important to be aware of the filters you've applied on your data output. If a filter is selected and it's an option on other pages within that dashboard, what is selected will remain as you navigate between pages. Say, for example, you selected a specific county, district, or school. In this case, let's select Great Falls District, both elementary schools and high schools. Closing out of the slicer and navigating now to the overview page of the dashboard, we'll notice that Great Falls schools are still the applied filter. I can always double check by opening the slicer back up and seeing what schools are selected. I can clear a selection by hovering over the filter application and then selecting the eraser. I can also search a specific school or a specific town by using the search function. Another important menu to note is at the bottom of the environment. The default of all GEMS dashboards is to populate the dashboard environment itself, which is the first tab here titled Enrollment Dashboard. Each of the dashboards also have a tab providing you with the data definitions and explanations. In the same way that you can navigate or toggle between the dashboard pages within the dashboard environment, you can navigate through those same pages here, but this time providing you definitions for the data available on the dashboard page. Selecting a definition tile will pull that definition into focus mode. An interactive map is available on most GEMS dashboards. You can zoom in and out of the map by scrolling with your fingers on a touchpad, or you can use the plus and minus icons in the upper right-hand corner. Clicking and dragging will move you around the map as well. Hovering over a specific point on the map will populate a tooltip with more information. On this map, a specific point is a specific school, and the tooltip provides you with enrollment counts for that school. By selecting the point itself, it applies that school as a filter to the rest of the visualizations on the page. You can see that Great Falls High School is now the applied filter, showing the enrollment trends over time for just Great Falls High School. The maps are a commonly used feature to make specific school or district comparisons. The school comparison and district comparison dashboards are the most comprehensive platforms to make comparisons between schools. But if you wanted to compare specific data, or in this case, enrollment data comparisons, we can always do that with the map. Using the slicer menu, begin by selecting specific schools or districts that you'd like to compare. For this case, let's select 2 counties with schools that would be geographically close to each other. We'll select both Cascade and Choteau County. Exiting out of the slicer, if I hover over the map visualization, 2 icons appear in the upper right-hand corner. Focus mode and an ellipses providing more options. When you select the ellipses, you'll have an option to choose Show as Table. Now, not only do I see the schools displayed on the map, but I also have a table format of the schools and their enrollment count, making comparison between schools a little bit easier. I can export this same table by selecting the ellipses again, but exporting the data. This way I can download to my computer as either an Excel or a CSV file. If there is a visualization you'd like to see more clearly or you want to emphasize, select that first icon, which is focus mode. For example, navigating to the overview page, the pie chart for race and ethnicity of those selected schools, there are some pieces that are pretty small, and I noticed that not all of the percents are displaying. If I do select focus mode, I now see that those percents are displaying. Ultimately, the interactive dashboards give you the capability to apply filters and organize to best tell the data story that you're exploring. The dashboards are really made to point and click, so don't be hesitant to just play around. For example, say I wanted to know the trend over the last decade in enrollment for schools in Cascade and Choteau County by economically disadvantaged students, and in particular for students of color. First, I'm going to navigate to the demographics page, which gives me a visualization for economically disadvantaged description. Next, I'll begin applying my filters. I know I'm not interested in all schools in Montana. Rather, I'm just interested in schools Cascade and Choteau County. I would also use my race and ethnicity filter because in particular, I'm interested in students of color. So I might unselect students whose ethnicity is not known or who identify as white. I also am looking at the trend over the last decade. So I need to increase my time window. Closing out of my slicer, I might just play around now with what options are available for this visualization. For example, I might look at the difference between ordering by ascending, so from 2009, 2010 to the 2020 time period, or by descending, which flips it. Say I wanted to build out this visualization to take a screen grab or a screenshot and incorporate it into a presentation. Well, I might provide that table so that people could compare both school to school in table format and as a stacked bar graph over time. But I want to think about eliminating space for my screenshot, so I could play around with horizontal versus vertical layout to eliminate that space. You may notice that as you apply layers of filters to a dashboard, Some aspects of the data visualization will be blank, or entries in a table will have an asterisk. This is when the student count is less than 10, in which case the data is masked to protect student identity or student privacy. If you're logged into a secure GEMS account, you'll be able to see that data unmasked for your school or district. For example, say I added another filter on top of what I currently have for a year, location, race, ethnicity filters. Say I added to only look at kindergarten students. I'll notice that my English learner status visualization has bars missing for a few of the years. And if I take a look at this as a table, I notice that those same rows have asterisks where the data should be. That's because those student counts are less than 10, so then it's masked. Lastly, beneath the dashboard environment, you'll find various resource buttons to a dashboard-specific tutorial video, which is titled the Dashboard Dive, as well as a tutorial document, which is the guide. You can also always reach out to the GEMS Help Desk with any questions or feedback that you might have.